Obscurely yet most surely called to praise, as sometimes summer called us all, I said. The hills are heavens full of branching ways, where star-nosed moles fly overhead the dead. I said the trees are mine in air, I said. See how the sparrow burrows in the sky. And then I wondered why this mad instead perverts our praise to uncreation. Why such savors in this retching things awry? Does sense so stale that it needs deranged the world to know it? To a praiseful eye, should it not be enough of fresh and strange, that trees grow green and moles can course in clay, and sparrows sweep the ceiling of our day? That's it.
That's it?
Uh-huh.
The title of the poem is Praise the Summer. This title implies that the poem discusses significance or positive attributes of or relating to the season of summer. We can also raise the possibility that the poem will be about youth, as the four seasons are often metaphors for stages in human life. The poem is mostly about the appreciation of the small things in life, using summertime nature as a metaphor for life. The speaker talks about an inverted earth and proceeds to shift to an analysis of the demanding nature of humans. He or she is somewhat cynical about how humans require significant changes to their environment and how desensitized humans have become to sparks of joy. The speaker is the protagonist of the story and speaks from his or her perspective. He or she speaks in the first person. The poem contains a plethora of metaphors, such as hills being described as heavens, moles with noses of stars, and trees as minds. The apparent inversion of the earth, where sky becomes ground and ground becomes sky, is made clear with the many metaphors. The absurdity of the metaphors is contrasted with the following shift, where the speaker references literal examples of the animals used in the metaphors. The poem starts with a dreamy tone, combining artistic creativity with a slightly delusional perspective. However, the tone shifts quickly in line 7 to one that is more omniscient, critical, insightful, and cynical. The cynicality is apparent in the speaker's heavy use of rhetorical questions in the section following the first 6 lines. The tone is accentuated by very dynamic rhyme structure, with many rhymes within sentences, such as obscurely and surely, calls and all, and heavens, overhead, dead, and said. A large amount of alliteration is present as well. The combination of rhyme and alliteration creates a melodic rhythm in the poem, drawing readers more smoothly from one idea to the next. Despite the lack of a break, a shift occurs in line 7 when the speaker suddenly begins to question the optimism and abstract imagination he or she possessed in the initial 6 lines. The speaker then suddenly begins asking a series of rhetorical questions which address the absurdity of his or her initial 6 lines and compare the absurdity with the absurdity of the real life that we take for granted. The poem's title is indicative of the references to summer imagery and, more loosely, nature and life itself, and praise references the appreciation individuals should and often fail to possess. The poem is seen as a reminder that we often take the observable world for granted. References to nature as a theme are tied with the discussion of natural processes of life that can be very dynamic and nuanced. However, simply as a result of constant exposure, many individuals fail to see the beauty and singularity of it.